Caption close the highs and lows of a presidency rarely come in such quick succession. But within hours, President Donald Trump watched as one of his closest former aides pleaded guilty and promised to help prosecutors seek out more targets, then stayed up late to cheer on the Senate as it broke through months of gridlock to pass the largest tax cuts in years. Scandal and success in short order left the White House whipsawed and searching for a path forward that would generate more of the latter while knowing that the former is not going away anytime soon. Michael Flynn, the former National Security Advisor who pleaded guilty to a felony Friday, was the fourth person near Trump to be charged, and few in Washington expect him to be the last. No president in modern times has faced such a major investigation so early in his term, even as he was still seeking to establish his political footing, much less one with as little popular support in polls as Trump has. The challenge for Trump in the weeks to come will be how to press forward on his agenda without letting the ominous drumbeat of indictments and court hearings consume his presidency. Cracks in the White House. The White House has to continue to operate and cannot be perceived as waiting for the next testimony, the next announcement or the unanticipated issue, said Tom Griscom, a former White House official who helped President Ronald Reagan recover from the Iran-Contra scandal in the 1980s. The American people wanted to see a president that was engaged and able to move his agenda even with the distraction of an investigation. Initially at least, Trump followed that script Saturday morning by concentrating his Twitter feed on his legislative achievement. Biggest tax bill and tax cuts in history just passed in the Senate, he wrote. But his restraint did not last long. What has been shown is no collusion, he told reporters when he left the White House for a day trip to New York. There's been absolutely no collusion, so we're very happy. And frankly, last night was one of the big nights. Within a couple hours, he went back to Twitter for a more forceful response. I had to fire General Flynn because he lied to the vice president and the FBI, Trump wrote. He has pled guilty to those lies. It is a shame because his actions during the transition were lawful. There was nothing to hide. The special counsel investigation into Russia's interference in last year's election has driven him to fits of anger for months, and his staff could hardly be surprised that he would vent that again. From their point of view, his first comments Saturday at least were not aimed at investigators. The Flynn plea is important, too, because it shows that the cracks in the White House front that everyone suspected are real, said David Greenberg, a presidential historian at Rutgers University. And they may widen. It seems likely to deepen the sense of siege in the West Wing. That siege mentality can be crippling. Hard to tame. Trump is hardly a model of political discipline, and keeping him focused has been a major preoccupation of his staff from the beginning. Ty Cobb, the White House lawyer overseeing the response to the investigation, has repeatedly urged Trump to keep quiet about it, with mixed results.